Today we're going to be talking about the best way to make cold coffee for the summertime. And this is going to be a device that many of you didn't even realize that you need. This is the Bean Seeker, and this is made by a company called Kaleido Roasters. They make coffee roasters, and this is shipped and sold through Espresso Outlet here in the US. Espresso Outlet is kind of known for bringing in the DF64 and the Turin line of grinders. So we have this $300 contraption here that makes cold coffee. And we're going to tell you what is good about it, what's not good about it, and whether or not you should spend $300 on it. So starting off, I want to go over the features. This is not plugged in right now, so we're not going to see everything here. But there are some LED lights. It lights up and flashes blue through these little holes and stuff throughout this machine. This has a V60 style brewer that comes with it here with this nice like kind of smoked glass finish and a wooden collar, as well as a nice serving pitcher with the milliliters written on the side here, 4 and 500, and it says Kaleido Bean Seeker on the side there. With this comes with a few other accessories. This comes with a little paper filter that goes on top and a V60 style filter that is quite a bit different. It almost feels kind of plasticky in a good way. It's like soft, very soft paper, not near, I don't know really how to explain it. But basically you put this inside of your dripper, put your coffee grounds in, and then you put this on top of your coffee grounds. And it also comes with 3 of these little rubber tubes. These rubber tubes come in on the back of the machine, and it simply sucks up from your water source. So you can put like a water bottle or a thermos or a cup with whatever temperature water you want in there. Flip on this power button here. You have a touch screen, and you have this little stick thing to help you navigate the touch screen. And on that touch screen there are a few different things that you can do. You can choose how much water you want to go through, so you can do it in increments of milliliters. So you can choose if you want a brew of 200 milliliters or 500 milliliters, and you can choose the speed of which that will drip. So that will be 250 milliliters an hour, and that will make water come through 250 milliliters, and that'll hit 1 hour. So if you're doing like a 320 gram brew of coffee at 200 milligrams of water per hour, that would take 1.5 hours to complete your brew. You can also select the temperature in Celsius that the water will be chilled to. So it sucks it up through this tube and it chills it inside this machine in some fancy way. And then it'll drip it through. So this will be cold water dripping through this filter and through these coffee grounds and out into this. And it will weigh it for you to let you know when it is done. So inside this base piece is a scale that weighs for you. Now with this scale, you cannot weigh out your grams of coffee. It is not that precise at the beginning, but it will be able to shut off automatically once it hits to your target brew ratio. So I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of this coffee that I brewed this evening. And yes, this is evening, which is a terrible time to film YouTube videos and a terrible time to drink coffee when it is 9:30 in the evening. But for the sake of you people and for the sake of this video, here we go. Absolutely phenomenal cup of iced coffee. This isn't technically cold brew, but one of the nice things about it is it's kind of a hybrid in between these things. So cold brew typically takes like 12 to 24 hours where you drip cold water through this fancy little tower of glass, and it makes cold brew coffee, and it takes a while. There's toddy cold brew, which is basically where the coffee grounds are sitting in cold water and seeping in cold water, and then you pull basically the bag of coffee grounds out. And then there's also flash brewing coffee, which is where you take, kind of similar to a V60 style pour, you use hot water and you brew it over ice, and the ice will dilute it, so you'll use less water to brew your coffee and a longer bloom time, and that will give you the cup of coffee that you need. If you've made it this far in this video, please like and subscribe, because I just bought something that I'm incredibly excited for, and it's going to be coming in the mail anytime, and I can't wait to share it with you and talk about it, because we have some cool videos that we are going to do with this. And this is going to be my biggest coffee purchase that I have ever done. I don't know if it's going to be my biggest coffee purchase that I ever will do, but it's something that I've hoped for a long time. So like and subscribe if you're looking at purchasing this. Use the link. Yeah, let's get into it. So, like I said, this is a $300 machine. This was put on Kickstarter back in November of 2023. It raised about $13,000. Nothing crazy on there, but it did meet its goal of $10,000. And I never really saw it take off. I've seen a lot of people use this, but it is kind of expensive when it comes to $300 to make iced coffee. But is it? I think there's a lot going on here for the price of what it is. With that built-in scale with a $20 V60, a $20 carafe, there's $40 right there. And for a nice scale, that's another $100. So that's $140 right there, and you don't even get into the fancy slow dripping, consistent dripping, and the chilling of it. So I think it is a fair price. I think it's kind of a unique thing in the market for something that you want. But I think one of the things about this typical, like this type of machine that I did not expect is how much I actually like cold coffee more so than I thought. When I originally got this thing, I did not expect it. By the way, this was sent over to me from the people at Espresso Outlet for a completely unbiased review. I personally never would have thought, like, I'm going to go out and buy this $300 iced coffee maker, but it's something after using I would really consider putting. I have a lot of equipment, I've reviewed a lot of equipment, and honestly a lot of things end up back in their original boxes in my garage or sit here unused in my basement. Out of all the things I have a Breville dual boiler sitting behind me, and I think this thing actually gets used more than my Breville and my Flare. I have a Rocket upstairs. This is the most used thing downstairs. I don't use it every day, so I don't leave it upstairs on my main coffee bar, but I'm just surprised at how good the coffee tastes from this in a way that I didn't expect. I never was really a fan of cold brew or iced coffee without cream and sweetener, and there's just so much flavor and so much taste in this that it's just hard not to drink. I have also a nitro machine, and making nitro cold brew coffee with this is just a very pleasant thing to have in the mornings or in the afternoons. I just find this an incredible device to use. One of the ways that I find it using the most is because I'm down here in our basement a lot where I film and edit videos. I find myself working in the evenings. Oftentimes I'll pull open a bag of decaf coffee and brew it while I'm sitting down here and drink it in the evening. It's just such a pleasant thing that I couldn't really imagine not having it. It's such a unique thing because it's like one of those things. It's not gonna be your first coffee purchase unless you absolutely love iced coffee. Then more power to you and go for it. But it's one of those things. Once you've like maybe gotten an espresso machine, you got a nice grinder, you got a nice kettle. This is like the next thing that you didn't know that you were really looking for, but really kind of rounds out your coffee bar and gives you absolutely phenomenal results while doing it. $300 does seem like an expensive price point, but when you think about all that's in here, I think it's a pretty good value. The touchscreen is just okay on here. It's kind of finicky, but once you get the settings right that you want, you really just click start on it, and that's really all you do. I never really adjust the settings. I always do 20 grams of coffee with 225 milliliters per hour. So it takes about an hour and a half, and I go with 320 milliliters out. So I do 1:16 ratio is what I find that I like with this. I've probably used this like 40 to 50 times over the course of the past 6 months, and most of that time was in winter because I just simply enjoyed the taste of this cold coffee more than I expected. So if you're into iced coffee, if you want a unique way to brew that you can pull out every once in a while, or you just really like your cold coffee, I think this is better than my toddy. This is better than my iced coffee brewer. This is better than a flash brewer. I have one of those towers. It's not one of the super nice ones, but it's still like a couple $100 tower. Better than flash brew, better than toddy, better than most things that I can think of. And it really looks kind of cool. It's futuristic and it's nice. Would love to hear your thoughts on this machine. Do you think it's actually worth $300? Is this something that you'd even purchase? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, please like and subscribe because I got some great stuff coming and you're not going to want to miss out. Thank you so much for watching.